Yeah, as long as you're in peace and you're happy, that's really all that matters. Everything else is secondary, you
Yeah.
know. Um, Everything else in life, you know, even success, money, all these things are all kind of like accessories. They're
Yeah.
accessories to life. They're not real life. It's not real. It's all made up. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's like it's solid and it's there, but it's not something that it's not existential. It's not. When you leave, you're not gonna take any of that with you.
Think of it this way, they're tools. So if you were to go to like a hardware store looking for a hammer, there's so many hammers to choose from.
Yeah. Which one are you gonna pick?
Right? Which one are you going to choose? You
Yeah.
know, you've got to choose the one that's perfect for the job. And
Yeah.
if you can't find the one that's perfect for the job, you got to just have faith that it will come at some point in time. So,
And and one of the things that people don't realize that even, you know, our body and our mind, our brain, they're also tools. they're
yeah,
they're not who we are. It's our consciousness is, and our feelings are kind of like a gateway, like a key, to connect, right? But at the end of the day, our minds and our bodies are all tools. They're just tools to help us navigate through earth, and that's it. Unfortunately, most people live in those tools and their brains and their mind and their thoughts and their even like their wacky emotions, and their thoughts trigger that, and then they, their bodies as well. When it's not who we are. It's not truly essentially who we are. It's our character. It's part of our
yeah,
character on earth, and that's it. Yeah,
yeah.
you are blessed. Like, from just like talking to you and all the things that have happened to you, like everything that happens to us is a way of teaching us something. So, everything that happens to us that we think is bad, it's our perception of it that we think is bad, but it really is a lesson. And is it going to happen again? Well, did you learn from it? No. Okay, yeah, it's going to happen again, and it's probably going to happen worse until you learn from that. Oh, you learn from it. Okay, then you're done with that, and let's move on. It's like a school.
Mhm.
They're like little things that we go through, and we have to kind of keep graduating to the next level. And yeah, it's so it's okay to be aware of what's happening, right?
Right.
It's okay to be aware of, you know things that are happening around the world, but it's right now it's getting to the point where people are so, like, they live in there. I choose not to focus on that. And it's not because I don't care. It's not because I don't feel for everybody, because I do. I know that people are suffering, and I know that there's pain, and I know that, a lot of things are happening. But at the same time, there's a whole nother positive aspect of what's happening that people are missing. That,
Right.
it's actually emerging from all this chaos.
Right.
That it's this is not happening just because. This is not happening, um, because we're bad humans and we deserve it. It's happening because another whole new thing is coming that's going to benefit us from all of this, and people are missing that. There's no such thing as war
Yeah.
right now. Right now,
But,
it's not even about good versus evil. It's about belief systems.
yeah.
It's
And
not even about good and evil.
that's
You're wrong, I'm right. He's wrong, I'm right. And it's about belief system. It's about identity. And the identity is so dangerous because people are willing to kill or die for their identity. When it's all made up. Like, wake up. There were,
right.
thousands of years ago, there was no line dividing states. There was no flag for you to die for. And
Right.
somebody made it up, and now you identify with it and you're willing to kill or die for it. It's like, it's not real. It's all made up. Like, you're fighting for what? Your belief system? Like, let other people believe whatever they want to believe. It's
Never
it's
dawned
your
on them
world.
to change those things.
Huh?
You It's never dawned on them that they could change their belief system. They could
Yeah.
change their identity. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
If
this
if somebody was right now knocked out and hit really hard in the head, and then they woke up from that with total memory loss, and let's say before you got knocked out, you were a homeless person, right? You had nothing. And then you wake up in the hospital and you totally lost your memory. And then I said to you, oh, you were this executive, multimillionaire executive. You're going to carry yourself like a multimillionaire executive, and you're probably going to become very successful because that got imprinted in your head.
Right.
That's how crazy identity works. And people identify themselves with even being a woman or a man. Do you walk around thinking like that? Because when I walk around thinking, I don't walk around thinking I'm a woman. I'm just another being walking on earth, talking to another being. There's a place and a moment for you to be a woman or a man or gay, which is in bed or in the bathroom. Other than that, you're just another being. Like, do not identify with what's in between your legs. That's not it.
Right.
We are so conditioned to focus on the negative. Media doesn't allow people to focus on anything else. There's nothing out there positive as far as the media goes. There's everybody sharing negative shit. I don't watch TV, but I'm assuming nothing has changed where you turn on the news and it's all bad news. Yeah. So because of that, people tend to focus on just the negative aspects. Like, okay, I posted, I think you saw it, I think you liked it, about the man who ran out and bought a balloon for the little girl.
Oh my gosh, yes, that was so beautiful.
I didn't write down everything that happened because I didn't want people to jump into the negativity of it. But I'm going to tell you what happened. So I was putting my groceries in my trunk.
Right.
He ran out and I looked up and I saw this happening. And what happened was the lady was about to leave the parking lot and she was going this way, which is only a one-way at Fry's. You only go one way or this way, right? Like one-way lane. So she was about to head out towards the door and the man ran out with the balloon and a big old smile on his face and trying to help her. The lady stops in the parking lot, looks at him. The little girl's crying. What does she do? She stops there for a second. As the man starts getting closer, obviously with the balloon on his head, the lady backs up the car and exits the other way and leaves the man standing in the middle of the parking lot. Okay, I wanted to cry. So,
oh my God.
Yes. So this man has a balloon and he's looking at me smiling, but I can tell he's hurt. And he was like, what happened? What happened? I was trying to be nice. I came back and I bought this balloon. And then he's like, starts losing his mind. And he's like, that was so rude. That was so uncalled for. Is it because I'm black? What is it? Like, he was just like, and then I just looked at him. And at that point, I wanted to hug him. But so I just looked at him and I said, man, I said, look, I said, I got to experience what just happened. And let me tell you one thing. You melted my heart. You made my day by what just happened right now. I am not focused on the lady being rude right now. What I'm focused is what your action, that was an action of love. What you just did was pure, unconditional love. You expected nothing back. All you wanted was to make this little girl happy and to probably make the lady feel better because she was probably freaking out because the little girl was crying. And you did an act of love. I said, you just made my day. And look at that person. There's another lady that was standing there with her face like she was. I said, you made her day too. I said, don't focus on that. Just know that you had a really loving, intention. And you made my day. I said, I was holding my heart and I said, you just melted my heart. I said, focus on the positive. And he started smiling and he's like, yeah, you're right. And then he walked away. But yeah, it was quite an experience. But he was starting to focus on the negativity of the moment because of how he was feeling. And I was just like, no, do not focus on that. Like, love is in the air. You just gotta focus on the right thing. I could have sat there and be like, fucking bitch, I can't believe she did that to you. What is wrong with people? What the fuck is this world going to? Like, humanity's done. I could have like totally take it that way, but he was already heading that way. And my job at that moment, I was there for a reason. And my reason was to be able to switch his mentality and have him focusing on the positive of what just happened. All right, Lydia, are you ready to do some exercising?
Yes.